So now it's time to take our Sony A7V with the 100mm macro lens for a test drive for an in-studio macro session using my jumping spiders. But not only that, I'm going to be showing you a nice technique you can do to photograph skittish subjects in your studio using some flares. We have my jumping spider here. He's up the top and he's very skittish. It doesn't matter how much I hold him, he's very skittish. He also likes to explore a lot. And this is where we can use a technique where we can give the spider something it wants in exchange for some photos. And that is a good area to explore. We have some flowers here, bought them from a supermarket. They're very important as I've made sure there's no water in the bottom here. So if he does get down there, he's not going to drown. I've seen people put their setups in water because they think that the jumping spider can't get away because of the water. No, the jumping spider is going to jump off into the water and drown. Stop doing that. So we have a capture cup in case he does decide to bolt. We can capture him. Just in case you missed the last video, this is the Atmos Ninja phone. That is going to be recording my EVF so you can see exactly what the camera is seeing. So that's why it looks a little bit janky. It's a very heavy setup, but I suffer so you get to have some entertainment. So give the video a thumbs up if you think I've earned the thumbs up for putting up with that. So the idea here now is we haven't got a single flower where he'll come on, because what I've had with this experience with this jump spot is he'll explore for a couple of minutes and then he gets bored and that's it, he's gone. So what we can do here is we can have this entire bunch and he can rummage around inside the flowers. Now obviously we have to keep an eye on him because this is very dense. He could get in here and he could get lost. But the key thing is there's no way off of here without me noticing him. That's the important thing. So first of all, I'm going to get him out. Now don't get me wrong, he's a friendly spider. You know, I can handle him quite well. He's very easy to deal with. You can see there, he's a friendly spider, but he is very, you know, I wouldn't say he's skittish. He's not scared of me if you look. He's not scared at all, but he does like to explore. So let's go ahead and place him onto the flowers. There we go. And I'm just going to leave him now. I'm just going to leave him, see what he does. And this is something he typically does, which is going to be hard for you to see. Normally I've got my phone up the top so you can see, but it's recording the EVF. You can see how he's just sitting there. He's just like, whatever. Now, one thing to note that it is currently, it's 2:30 in the morning here in the UK. So it's 2:30 AM. It's a little bit colder than it would be in the day, so I'm hoping that's maybe chilled him out a little bit. So to test this setup out first, I'm going to test it with manual focus first, because I have no idea what the field of view is going to be like on this camera. I'm used to my OM1 that has a high magnification compared to the Sony. Well, let's just have a look at what this spider looks like. We can see how he's having a little explore. So I'm going to use my shortcut button on my lens to switch to high speed continuous shooting. For settings, I'm at 1/200th of a second on the shutter, f14, ISO 400 and a 132 power on the flash. We're on high speed continuous. We're going to do spray and pray so I can make sure I've got at least one frame that is in focus. Our intention isn't to get a portfolio worthy image, it's just to test out the camera, make sure all my settings are working fine. So before we do that, we have to find our spider because he's gone underneath a leaf. Just here somewhere. Come on. There you go. Put it back on there. Okay, so our spider is on top of here. There's a leaf in the way. I can cut it off if I want. I'm in the studio, it doesn't matter, but I want to work with the scene as it is if we can. But it's a good opportunity to test out our autofocus. Remember, we had insect detect autofocus. I haven't got high hopes that this is going to work, but let's just give it a go, shall we? Right then, where is he? He's in here. And it can't see him really, to be honest with you. Is it going to lock on? Nope. So in this case where it's not locking on, I could use my single point to lock it on, look. But in all fairness, we're probably better off using manual focus. So I'm going to switch to manual focus. And let's see if I can get this leaf out the way. Let's see if we can get a shot of our little chap here. And the aim here now is literally, I'm just going to keep him facing towards me by turning the flowers around and wait for him to settle down. Right, he's in a position that could be good. Let's have a look. I've got to stand up for this because he's in an awkward position. And there he is. Let's punch in. that should work. So our punching works great. We can switch to a single shot if we wish to. We can use our autofocus. For me, I still think the spray and pray method is probably one of the best ones for doing inset macro photography. Is he going to appear above that leaf, that flower I mean, the petal? Let's take a look. And he moved. How many times have we had that happen? You're just focusing and your subject moves. But everything seems to be working great with the camera. The plant pot has worked. It's chilled out. It's just sitting there. I mean, I could have got a 300 image focus stack. The problem is, he's in a position that you physically can't get the camera in to get a good shot of his face. And now he's on the move again, look. But he's chilled out. He's not panicking. He's just chilled out, just here, look. Finally moved. God. Right, stop. Okay, he's come to me. Oh my god. Okay, so what we're going to do here is primarily black with brown and yellow markings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place him onto the white flowers because he's going to be a dark spider on a white scene. Let's have a look at that, shall we? And just for the snowflakes out there, the flash doesn't hurt the spider's eyes. It doesn't kill him. You can see he's just sitting here quite happily. He's sitting perfectly happy there. Okay, it doesn't stress him. So stop being tree huggy Care Bears. Okay, because it doesn't hurt him. The focus peaking doesn't work when a monitor's plugged in. Right, so now that I've shown you what I'm doing and you've seen through the EVF, I'm going to take off the recorder because then I can check my files, see if we've got one that's nice, and I can check to make sure everything's working through my EVF as well. Let's take a look. So yeah, my peaking is working, it just doesn't work with the Ninja basically. So let's take some pictures now. The C1 button is very hard to get to when I'm using the EVF. So I might have to remap that. Right, what I want to do now, I want to put the teleconverter on now and have a play with that thing. Well, let's just get a little bit closer. And we're going to get our 2x Sony teleconverter. Now, when it comes to teleconverter, it's going to automatically adjust your f-stop to reflect what it would be with the teleconverter on. So we're at f29. I need to turn that down. I want f14, so we need to go to let's say, be an f7, because it doubles it. Because 2x teleconverter, it's going to double your f-stop. But the brilliant thing is about teleconverters is, although it doubles your magnification, it's not going to double or decrease your working distance. That remains the same. Now, I'm not going to put the EVF recorder on because I need to test this out properly. Right, maximum magnification. You can see there just how much closer we can get with the teleconverter on. I'm going to say we're too close. I'm going to have to back off a little bit. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Just for testing purposes, we're perfectly okay. So from there, we found out it appears that the focus peaking doesn't work when a monitor's plugged in. That's going to make things interesting out in the field. And also, depending on the size of the subject, we will need the teleconverter. I'm going to continue experimenting and tinkering with this setup. Just a bunch of flowers, my spider and my camera, and I'll show you the images now. All of these images have been edited using my macro presets. Check them out in the description below. To calm down your spider, all you got to do is give him something to explore, a wider area to explore. That's it from this video. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. My name's Stewart, and I'll see you on the next one.